Hi guys, hi guys, hi guys, hi guys. I have to find my voice because I just sneezed like 10 times, but I cannot wait. The season comes out in 1 hour. Ranked is not coming out, unfortunately. Like, Ranked is not resetting for 3 more days. So it's gonna be like a little preseason, but I might still play, who knows? Might stream today, don't know. However, today, we're gonna be looking at these patch notes, and I skimmed over them because I'm just too excited. But they're renaming patch notes, which I find very dumb, but they're renaming them to 25.S1.1. So 2025 Season 1 Patch 1. I'm assuming the season will change based on the theme because they plan on having 3 themes this year. The next one being Demacia after Nexus. So let's just get right into it. The patch highlights mostly systems. I'm assuming they wanted to just focus on the map side of things instead of doing a giant patch with a bunch of champions and stuff. Because they also added an item and they adjusted a few ADCs, but I'm hoping to see more ADC changes because a lot of people have been complaining about ADC, including me. So, the new Black Rose skins will be out in an hour, as well as the Exalted Set skin that no one asked for. Fearless Draft, this is about roleplay, I'm pretty sure, so we're just going to skip over this, but basically I'm pretty sure Fearless Draft is like you pick a champion and you can't pick that champion again in the same tournament or whatever. There's no bans, you just pick whatever and then you can't play that champion again. So this is what the Rift is gonna look like now, which besides turrets, I think they made the structures look very good, but they just put a yellow filter over the map and called it a day. I don't know. And then added a few more walls when Atakhan spawns. It's fine. So they said they want you to feel connected to Nexus. We crafted these map visual updates with an emphasis on maintaining competitive integrity. Even shopkeepers will be repping Nexus in some way. So they kind of try to retain the look of jungle mostly, but everywhere else the jungle and river, but everywhere else they try to change it up. Atakhan, here's what he looks like. This is the new objective that is coming out. I'm not a good person when it comes to change. I don't like change, and it kind of has to be forced upon me like League of Legends for me to even understand why it's coming. But so let's read this. This season, I'm sorry, we are adding an entirely new epic monster to the Rift, introducing Atakhan, an ancient demon of bloodshed and violence. Atakhan spawns at 20 minutes and can appear in the river close to either top or bottom lane. So if you can see my mouse, he will either spawn up here, right above Baron Pit, or down here right below Dragon Pit. Which side he spawns on depends on which has seen more champion damage and kills by 14 minutes. At 14 minutes, Atakhan's pit will spawn with 2 permanent walls to carve out his territory and signaling where he'll appear for players. So you'll have plenty of time to plan out your approach for fighting this ancient demon. But this isn't all there is to Atakhan. The amount of champion damage and kills done in the game so far will also affect which of the 2 forms the demon takes on. And they don't really specify this. I don't really like that they don't specify this, because what is the cutoff? Like, how much more damage do you need to do, and how many more kills do you need to have for him to spawn the more bloodthirsty form? I don't know. In a higher action game, you'll see Rune as Atakhan. If you manage to take him down, your entire team will permanently be granted increased effects from all epic monster rewards, and he'll leave behind a field of blood roses for anyone nearby to collect. What are blood roses? In addition to Atakhan, we're adding a new plant to Summer's Rift. They act as a minor but permanent bonus you can take for your own team and deny the enemy team. They grant your entire team a small amount of XP and a permanent stacking adaptive force buff. Blood roses can spawn before 20 minutes and do so around areas where champions have died or around Atakhan's spawn location, in addition to as a reward for killing Ruinous Atakhan. But back to Atakhan's other form. In a lower action game, you'll see Voracious Atakhan, and if you manage to take him down, your entire team will be granted a temporary, one-time death mitigation buff, similar to Guardian Angel, except you'll also teleport back to base and a permanent increase to gold from champion takedowns, which should help give teams that extra push to take that team fight. So, Voracious Atakhan just seems like, I don't know why he's spawning in a lower action game. I feel like that would be the opposite, but this objective just seems like something to sorry, I had to yawn. Like, push the game along. Because if there's not a lot of action, like, both teams want to fight for this really OP objective. So, Voracious Atakhan buff. Okay, here maybe they'll specify it. Upon taking down Voracious Atakhan, the team that slayed him receives a permanent 40 gold bonus to champion takedowns. Okay, that's not that bad for the rest of the game. And a one-time death mitigation effect for the next 150 seconds. Okay. If they would die, instead the player will enter stasis for 2 seconds and return to base after another 3.5 seconds. So this is good because I'm assuming they took their experiment with Chemtech Dragon all those years ago seriously, and how that GA buff was really broken. And they fixed it up this time so it's not as game changing. Like, you'll still revive, but it's like an Akshan revive. It's not too bad. When this happens, the would-be killer instead gains 100 gold and 1 blood petal for their team. Ruinous Atakhan buff. So this is the one that spawns when there's more action. Upon taking down Ruinous Atakhan, the team that slayed him receives 25% increase to all epic monster rewards for the rest of the game, including rewards already earned like prior dragon stacks. That doesn't seem balanced. And 6 bloody petals immediately, and will then spawn 6 large and 6 small blood rose plants around his pit. So Voracious Atakhan just seems way more broken, but I mean, I guess if you're like an objective focused jungler, Ruinous Atakhan is what you want. Blood roses and petals. Each petal gives the player that picked it up's team 25 XP. increasing by up to 100% based on their KDA, with a lower KDA offering more experience, and 1 to 0.33 adaptive force. Petals can be gained primarily through hitting a blood rose. A large one drops 3 petals while a small one drops 1, although they can be obtained through other ways, like Atakhan. With Atakhan, we wanted to create an important gameplay objective that allows players to participate more in shaping the story unique to each game on Summer's Rift. Both teams' actions, their choices to fight or not, and where and when they do, will determine Atakhan's location and form. Our goal is for this to ultimately let players actively create more variation to each game of League. As a side note, in order to make room for Atakhan, Rift Herald's spawn time has been pushed back to 16 minutes, and Baron Nashon's spawn time has been pushed back to 25 minutes. We don't want games to last longer than they do today, and we'd make changes if we see that's the case. Typically, teams aren't taking Barons at 20 minutes when they spawn, so we think there's room for another powerful mid-game objective. So, the only thing I'm seeing here that is concerning is a lot of the time, especially in my games, one team will be very far ahead of the other team. And I think Atakhan will just make it so that they're even more ahead. It does force an extra team fight. That is necessary though, which could be a turning tide for the underdog team. Who knows? But I just play a lot of in-houses, so I just see this as like the better jungler's just gonna get this all the time. That's just the truth. So here's the next change, which is respawning Nexus turrets. Just like inhibitors, Nexus turrets will now respawn at full health, a set amount of time after being destroyed. Great! I have a lot of games where I'm down 3 inhibs and 2 Nexus turrets and I lose because we have no Nexus turrets because split pushing is a thing. When they respawn, they'll have all the same properties good as new. Our goal with adding respawning turrets was to help reduce the amount of games that feel hopeless, just because you lost both of your turrets. It felt like you were delaying the inevitable when you needed to contest a game with winning objective, like Baron or Elder, but not being able to lead base without a Shaco or Scion backdooring to win the game. Now, if you're able to fend off backdoors for a period of time, you won't have to babysit your Nexus any longer and can get back into action. After being destroyed, Nexus turrets will respawn after a 3-minute delay. So I think it's like inhibs. I think inhibs is about the same. So far, they want the games to not be as long, but I feel like these are just stalling mechanics that are happening here. Might be wrong, I don't know. I'm excited for Mel, personally, the new champion that's coming out, but she's not coming out for another patch, I think. So, that sucks, but... So, now on to Feats of Strength. So this is a new system that replaces First Blood and First Turret gold bonuses. And then it adds a third feat of strength, which is monster slaying. So the first epic monster, I think, that gets killed. Oh no, 3 epic monster claims. Whichever team first completes 2 of the 3 feats of strength, First Blood, First Turret, and Monster Slaying, wins the feats for that game and will have their tier 2 boots upgraded to their triumphant versions. I think this is stupid and very OP, and First Blood can literally be a coin flip, like every game. So it's more of like a whoever contests First Turret and Monster Slaying. Later in the game, the feat winning team will also have the opportunity to upgrade their tier 2 boots to tier 3 by spending gold, but in order to do so they must have at least 2 legendary items in their inventory. We have several goals for feats of strength, guiding players in the early game to accomplish goals through team, blah 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 blah, riot, talking. It's like a fly in my ear. Triumphant boot upgrades are free and are immediately granted to any tier 2 boots of the team that won feats. If you don't have tier 2 boots yet, you'll receive the upgrades straight out of the shop when you upgrade them. So here are all the triumphant boot bonuses. So Berserker Greaves will give you 5% more attack speed. Ionian boots will give you 5 more haste. Sork shoes will give you 4 more magic pen. Plated steel caps will give you 5 more armor. Mercury treads will give you 5 more MR. Boots of swiftness will give you 5 more movement speed. And synchronized souls will also give you 5 more movement speed. So now onto the purchasable upgrades that you can get after Triumphant. So Berserker Greaves upgrade is called Gunmetal Greaves. Gunmetal Greaves, Gunmetal Greaves. It's 750 gold to upgrade, and it will give you plus 10% attack speed, plus 5 movement speed, and upon attacking a champion, gain 15% melee or 10% ranged movement speed, decaying over 2 seconds. So I'm assuming they got rid of Zephyr, and this is the new Zephyr, but I'm not sure. Zephyr might still be there, but if it is, there's like no point, unless you're the losing team, I guess. Crimson Lucidity. This is the Ionian Boots upgrade. So this one is 750 gold, 10 more haste, and 5 movement speed. That might have been loud, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Upon damaging an enemy with a spell, using a summoner spell, or buffing an ally with a spell, gain 10%, 8% for ranged movement speed for 4 seconds. So this seems broken for enchanters. Just saying. What the heck? This gives you like, what is that rune? This gives you like Nimbus Cloak, I think. The rune that makes you faster when you use a summoner spell. Gives you like Nimbus Cloak. And also, like, old Shrelas. That's crazy. Okay. Next is Sork Shoes upgrade. Spellslinger Shoes, 750 gold, like everything else. Plus 3 magic pen, plus 5 movement speed. And plus 10% magic pen. This item gives both flat and percentage penetration. So, this seems like you can just delay Void Staff if you get this even longer, so that's cool. Plated Steel Caps upgrade, also known as Armored Advance. Same amount of gold to upgrade, 10 more armor, 5 more movement speed, and after taking physical damage from a champion, gain 10 to 140 based on level physical shield, plus 4% of your maximum health for 4 seconds. 12-second cooldown. So this is like a little item in and of itself. That's so cool. Not a fan of that. ADCs are crying even more, but they already are. Mercury Strats upgrade. Same amount of gold to upgrade. 10 more magic resistance, 5 more movement speed. After taking magic damage from a champion, gain a magic shield. So it's like the inverse version of plated steel caps. 10 to 140 level scaling plus 4% of your maximum health for 4 seconds. Yeah, it's just the same thing, but a magic shield instead. Swift March. Boots of Swiftness upgrade. This is a same amount of gold, 10 more movement speed, and increases your total movement speed by 4%. Gen mains are smiling. This multiplies all other forms of movement speed. So if you're going a movement speed build, these are probably your best bet. If you can upgrade to tier 3, that is, if you are the winning team in this scenario. I feel like both teams should be able to get Feats of Strength, but maybe I'm just crazy for that one. Synchronized Souls upgrade, forever forward, same amount of gold upgrade, 10 more movement speed. While out of combat, increase your total movement speed by 10%. So this is just old mobies. And it also multiplies all other forms of movement speed. So for here, they put Cassiopeia exceptions because she cannot buy boots. Caspians are crying because not only do they not get a legendary skin for Year of the Snake, they also can't buy freaking boots. So, since she cannot buy boots whenever her team wins Feats, instead her passive is upgraded from Serpentine Grace to Triumphant Serpentine Grace. And this new passive grants 6 movement speed per level rather than 4, as her base passive does. Wow, insane. Thank you. I'm sorry, Cassiopeia mains. Here are the teleport changes. So basically, we can just read the recap here. So instead of just blinking you to a location, it's going to make you untargetable and like travel to that distance. So the initial channel duration is going down by 1 second. The travel type is going from a blink to untargetable and unstoppable dash. This makes me wonder if a collie can follow you all the way now or not. Total travel duration. It went from always 4 seconds to up to 8 seconds depending on travel distance. The travel speed is 1,000 units, but will go faster if the total travel time would take over 8 seconds. So the maximum time to teleport would be 8 seconds now, which I feel like this nerfs teleport into the ground, which is kind of what it needed. But yeah, the cooldown is now 360 to 300 seconds. The travel speed is 4,500. The cooldown is going from 330 to 240 based on level to unchanged. So it's just going to be 300 seconds. And the unleashed teleport bonus movement speed on arrival is going to be 50% bonus total movement speed for 3 seconds to 50% bonus total movement speed for 4 seconds. So they put an extra second on the movement speed bonus. Another big change, they are changing lane minions because they want minions to scale a little bit. So let's just go through these really quickly. Yeah, so basically melee minions do more damage, or no, they're basically, okay, they do less damage and have less resistances and less HP early, but it scales to be more towards the 30 to 40 minute mark. So minions are gonna have overall like more HP than usual and attack damage, which is crazy because people die to minions enough as it is. The scaling is going to stop at 90 minutes instead of like an insane amount of minutes. For most minions, it seems. For all minions. The only exception is super minions. I thought they were changing it so that the cannon wave comes on the 4th wave instead of the 3rd now, but maybe they reverted that, or I just don't see this. We'll figure it out. Misc rules. They are increasing the XP range from 1400 to 1500. The minion turret and minion champion damage is going up by 5%. And the ambient gold start time is going from 1 minute 50 to 1 minute 40. So now, functionally, everyone has 20.4 more gold. So you start earning gold at 1 minute 40 instead of 50. Turrets, they are increasing turret damage per stack. So early dives are going to be harder. They're reducing the, fortification damage reduction, which I'm assuming this is when plates are up. Heat duration, so, instead of 3 seconds, towers will continue to be charged for 5. So this is definitely going to be something to get used to, especially because I've just now started diving a lot. Champion bounties. Negative bounties will no longer ignore the first negative 50 gold. And kill assist gold per 1 negative bounty is going to 4 to 5. So shutdowns are unaffected by this, but they're basically making it so that ending strategies are even more hard, even harder to do, because you're gonna get less gold the farther behind you are, or the more you've died in a row, and you're gonna be less even more gold. You're gonna be worth even less gold than before. Swift play, I don't really care about this. They're replacing quick play with swift play. They replaced blind pick with quick play, now with swift play. No one really plays this. I don't really play it. So for 3 days, like I said in the beginning, the ranked will not count per usual. It'll be up, but it's a 3-day preseason. For the first patch, Apex dueling will be off, which means that Masters and I think GM can't do it with each other. Ranked reward tracker has been sunset. I don't know what that means. Might have been a typo. Now onto the champion changes. I think this is a small buff for Ashe, but overall evens her out a little bit. So they made it so that her passive damage condition is going from slowed to always, and the damage on her passive is going from 115 to 100% plus crit percent, and her Q is getting more damage overall at all ranks by 5%. And the attack speed is scaling up as well on that. Her W is getting a pretty big buff, I'm not gonna lie. It's going from 20 initial damage to 60, but it's going from 100% total AD scaling to 100% bonus AD. So her W is going to do a lot more damage early, and also scaling up, of course, but it scales with bonus AD instead of total now. Callista, they changed a little bit. They wanted to make her more resilient to slows, kind of get her back into the game a little bit, maybe seen more. Not many Callista players, I've noticed. They're increasing her mana regen growth by 0.4. Her passive dash calculation is rebuilt. They just said trust us on this one. I don't know what that means. They didn't want to put the math here, I guess. The base attack speed is now properly referenced. This is a buff around 8%. Base attack speed with hopping, I'm assuming. Her attack speed factor, influence of attack speed slows has been halved. Attack speed increases still have full influence. Movement speed multiplier. Benefits. So she has a higher movement speed multiplier now. I'm not really sure how that works. Dash animation. Restored closest dash animation when basic attacking. Good. She's kind of bugged. Her Q is going to do... Let's see. Less damage. Oh my gosh. Her Q went from 20 to 10 damage early. So this is like a nerf to her Q. The total AD scaling doesn't change. The mana cost is also going up by 10. Assuming because of the mana regen buff. Her E is also getting nerfed. Yeah, overall. It's going from 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 per spear, I'm assuming, to 7, 14, 21, 28, and 35. And the total AD scaling is going down by 5% at all ranks. Twitch is getting a AP buff. OSW Venom Cask. Slow amount is being unchanged at all ranks, but the scaling is going from 5 to 6% per 100 AP. So it's a very small buff. I don't think it'll change much, but that's cool. Varus is getting a nerf. Yippee, I don't like Varus. His mana's going down by... His base mana's going down by 40. No, not 40. I can't do math. Yeah, wait. 40. Oh my gosh, I can't do math. Oh my gosh. His Q mana cost is going down by 15 at all ranks. And his W on hit damage is going down as well at all ranks by a couple of numbers each time, so it's a little nerf. And his E is getting 10 more mana added onto it from 80 to 90. Items, they added Bloodletter's Curse from Arena, so it's going to be 2,900 gold. The item recipe is Haunting Guise plus Fiendish Codex plus 750 gold. It's giving 60 AP, 350 health, and 15 ability haste. And the passive on it is dealing magic damage with abilities or passives to its champions. Reduces their MR by 5% for 6 seconds up to 30%. So this is like Black Cleaver, but AP edition. So this is for AP bruisers. Heartsteel is getting a nerf. It's going from 80 to 12% bonus health from items to 70 plus 3% of maximum health. And the consumption bonus health is going from 12 to 10% of damage dealt by colossal consumption is gained as maximum health. I think Heartsteel needed this nerf. Everyone goes Heartsteel. Take items are broken. Unending Despair. Being changed to a more obvious slot 2 item. Item recipe is changing a little bit. The old passive is being replaced by every 4 seconds while in combat with champions. Deal 3% bonus health plus 8 to 15 based on level magic damage to nearby enemy champions and heal for 250% of the damage dealt. So it's very similar to the old passive. The health is going down from 400 to 350. The armor is significantly going down from 60 to 25. And it's gaining 25 MR on it. So you're getting armor and MR from this item now, which is insane. Warmogs. Item recipe is changing a little bit. you are no longer gaining movement speed from this item. They're nerfing how much health you need for it to work now, again, from 1500 bonus health to 2000. The passive is being changed from regenerating 2.5% maximum health to 3% maximum health if damage has not been taken in the last 8 seconds. So, I feel like nobody's gonna buy this item now. Runes, they removed Ghost Borrow, Zombie Ward, Eyeball Collection, and Nullifying Orb, and these have been added instead. Deep Ward. Stealth wards placed in the enemy jungle are considered deep, and after level 11, stealth wards placed in the river are considered deep as well. Deep wards gain 1 extra health and 30 to 45 second duration added onto them, plus 30 to 120 seconds for yellow trinket stealth wards. As a support main, this makes my heart flutter, like I feel like I'm being flirted with right now. Sixth Sense. Automatically ping untracked and unseen wards within 900 units. After level 11, Sixth Sense will also reveal the ward for 10 seconds. 300 second cooldown for melee champions, 360 second cooldown for ranged champions. I don't think Sixth Sense is that good. The cooldown is so high, and Umbral Glaive does the same job, but faster. Grizzly Mementos. For each champion takedown, gain 4 trinket ability haste. So, trinket like your ward. In modes where this doesn't make sense, an example, ARAM, gain 2 summoner ability haste instead, up to a max of 50. In modes without wards, like ARAM, all players that select Deep Ward or Sixth Sense will automatically be swapped to Grizzly Mementos instead. And finally, Axiom Arcanist. They misspelled it here because Riot is very good. I think this is the best rune out of all of them. Your ultimate ability's damage, healing, and or shielding is increased by 14%, reduced to 9 for AoE damaging abilities. Takedowns on enemy champions refund 7% of your ultimate ability's current remaining cooldown. This is Axiom Arc, but in a rune. That's insane. That's insane. I can imagine this on like Soraka healing? 14% more healing from across the map? Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Now that that's out of the way, the rest of this doesn't really matter much to me. Besides Mythic Shop rotations, starting with the next patch, 25.S1.1, they'll be rotating the Mythic Shop every patch to keep it fresh, instead of every 2 patches. But yeah, those are all the patch notes for this new and amazing season of 2025. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's running very long, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.